Hi, I'm Leather Rokk. This is Tabby Wood. Welcome to my channel. Well, my last video, of course, I showed you what the pot convention was like, but I couldn't spend any money there because I didn't have any. But today's video is about my trip to Dollar Tree that I made Sunday, that after I went shopping there, I went someplace else. So if you want to see what I got at Dollar Tree, stay tuned. I am so impressed with the quality of some of the skincare that you can find at Dollar Tree. Now, of course, that's not the only thing I got on this trip because I was asked to get some things for the house. And of course, I had to get some baking supplies since I ate up all my chocolate. Never got to make the chocolate chip cookies because, you know, chocolate calls my name. I'm sure many of you can relate. But I was really pleasantly surprised with some of the things that I'm about to show you. First of all, the most important thing that I went there looking for is sunblock. I'm still waiting for some coupons from Coppertone, but who knows when I'm even going to be able to open up my mailbox. So I treated myself to 3 tubes of SPF 50, and this is what I call the normal kind that goes on white and kind of helps to make my freckles not look so obvious. To me, sunblock, I understand there's some people that are darker complected and they would prefer something that doesn't have a white cast. But if you just realize that if you rub it in hard enough, once it disappears, then you'll know that you rubbed it in. Just rub it in more. That should really solve people's problems. And stuff fades away soon enough. But really, just like they have children's formulas that go on purple or blue or something, and that just helps you to see it better so you don't miss a spot. And I thought the whole idea of sun protection is to protect yourself. So I got 3 4-ounce tubes. I don't know that that will even last me the rest of the summer, but that way I have it. And I will continue to use the brown SPF 50 on my face when I'm wearing foundation makeup so that I can cover that up because I'm not going to let that go to waste. So something else I got that caught my eye, even though I was expecting it to have a fragrance and it doesn't seem to have a fragrance. It's by a company called Bolero, and it's their hydrating facial gel cleanser, and the scent supposedly is watermelon and sweet mint. It says it's for all skin types and it's an advanced formula. And this is what it looks like. And even though I'm really enjoying the soaps that I've been using, and I'm reading some of them as skincare, especially the ones that are from India that are made to have a lot of Ayurvedic herbs and different things. So there's no reason why you can't use a good soap and consider that like skincare, even though it's really ridiculous to add special ingredients to a facial cleanser or something because you figure you're only going to have it on for seconds to maybe a minute, and that's not really enough time to have most effectiveness. But that gives companies an excuse to charge more for their products. But I have already used this twice, and I never liked those overly creamy cleansers for the most part that just because my skin tends to be oily, I like something that gives me more of a squeaky clean. And anyway, this is not bad stuff. Now, something that I am really stoked that I found is a product here by a company called Beauty Guru. And this, it calls itself a bright skin serum. Now, I'm not fooled by hype. Just because something has a certain descriptor, I'm the kind of person that likes to read ingredients. And when I read these ingredients, I was really impressed. And I will read them to you. Okay, and of course, you know that the ingredients are always in the order. The predominant ingredient is first, and the lower down the line, the less the concentration. So it starts with fractionated coconut oil, then has jojoba oil, then it has rosehip seed oil and ylang ylang oil, and it has carrot seed oil. Then it has turmeric. Then it has sandalwood in it, and then it has geranium oil. So, and the directions are gently apply to clean toned skin as part of your regimen to brighten and even complexion. Now, I already am familiar with rosehip seed oil. As a matter of fact, I have a bottle of it this size that I got from, no, I was going to get the stuff from, I did get it from The Ordinary. I've also got a cheaper version of it from wish.com, but this has so many different things. And now it even has an explanatory thing in the back. It says traditionally known for, it says jojoba is an emollient. Now, jojoba oil, by the way, it's not really an oil. It's technically a wax. One great thing about jojoba oil is most oils can go rancid on you if they get too old. But since jojoba oil is technically a wax, it can't get rancid. So it is very desirable as a carrier oil that you can put other essential oils in, since most essential oils are really too strong to put straight on the skin. And there are exceptions, and every skin's different. But now it says rosehip seed oil, it says skin brightening, and that's true. That's something that I use straight rosehip seed oil for. Carrot seed oil, it says balancing. Whatever the heck that means. I don't know if they mean balancing your pH. And since our skin is kind of on the acidic side, we really should be mindful of the pH in the products that we use. As far as turmeric, it says it's an antioxidant, which it is. Sandalwood oil, anti-aging. I'd have to do some research on that because that's more than I know about sandalwood oil. Geranium, it says skin tightening. Ylang ylang, it says soothing. Now, I'm familiar with ylang ylang in aromatherapy, and it's obviously a component in perfumery, but I didn't realize that it actually had skin benefits. Coconut oil, it says moisturizing, and I love the feeling of coconut oil on the skin. Even with my oily skin, coconut oil is such an excellent makeup remover, and coconut oil also has fatty acids in it that, again, are good for your skin's acid mantle. Even though whenever I use coconut oil just as a makeup remover, I have to keep on tissuing it off and putting it on, tissuing it off. And then I still have to do a double cleanse afterward because that kind of oil is very, very heavy, especially in the summertime. But I went ahead and I got 3 bottles of this, and I want you to see what the size of the bottle is compared to this dropper that the ordinary products come in. So I don't know if this is maybe half the size. It says 0.27 fluid ounces, or is this 37? Yeah, it says 8 milliliter, 27 fluid ounces. Now these bottles here should be a full ounce. You know, I should really know my metrics versus imperial stuff by now. And I used to be, when I was more in the drug culture, I was better with my grams and ounces and stuff. Okay, this bottle is 30 milliliter. So 8 versus 30 milliliter, but still for $1, considering it has all these products in it, this is good stuff. And what I've been doing lately now, when I wash my face, unless I do something like last night, I did my acid peel, you know, the vampire facial thing. What I would do is I would wash my face, I would put some kind of acid on it, then I will put 4 drops of retinol on my face, and then this stuff, it's also in glass. I really like the packaging. It's dark glass. All these oils, it's very important that they are packaged like that. And instead of a dropper, oops, this is what this looks like. So you can put it on your skin or put it on your finger and put 4, the equivalent, you know. Now, I'm going to shut this off so that I can pick up the cap, and got more to tell you. Okay, it's really important to keep the caps tight on these things because the dark packaging suggests that these are sensitive to light and air and other moisture. This is in an oily solution, but water is not its friend. So always keep these tightly packed. Now I'm going to show you some other things I got at Dollar Tree. I really love it when I get to go to Dollar Tree and when we need things for the house, because I always get the chance to get the things that I really, really love and the things that I need. And I was running so low on sugar and sweeteners, I have to have sugar in my coffee or sweetener or something, or else I will just go without. And I cannot imagine a life without coffee. Any of you coffee heads can relate. So they had this generic version of Sweet and Low, and I got 3 boxes of it. Now, sometimes you can find them with, they'll say 125 packets, but so it's 100 packets. Still, 100 packets for $1 is not bad at all. And that should take care of me for a while. Another thing that I'm so glad I found that I have not found in years, at least not at a price I like. I remember when I was a kid, my mom used to find iced tea mix in canisters, and it was pre-sweetened, and it was the iced tea with lemon in it, and it didn't need to be a national brand. There's a nice big canister of it, and I don't know how much she paid for it, but these are 3 packets of 10. Each of these is 10 packets. Now, okay, net weight is 0.59 ounces, but each one of these packets looks like this, and really you only need half of the contents of these in the equivalent of a water bottle. And I love iced tea, even though I really try to watch my caffeine after my first 2 cups of coffee in the morning. Sometimes you're thirsty, nothing hits the spot quite like iced tea. Now, I love lemonade too, and I know you can make lemonade at home just using lemon juice and sweetener. I find if I use an artificial sweetener as opposed to sugar, iced tea, well, I don't know about iced tea, but lemonade just does not have the same taste that it is when you go get it out someplace when it has real sugar in it. I had at the cannabis convention today, or not today, Friday, I got to sample some strawberry lemonade that had THC in it. And even though I only had a tiny little cup sample of it, it really had such a good, rich lemonade flavor. Maybe after talking about the Dollar Tree stuff, maybe I'll talk a little bit more about that. But I really am so happy that I got these things. I still make hot tea during the daytime, and I can let that cool off, and I can put it over ice and stuff, but nothing tastes quite like real iced tea mix, I think. So, now, here's where we get to the cooking supplies. I know I've been talking about making more chocolate chip cookies and other cookie recipes, but of course it's summertime now, and who wants to heat up your house, especially if you're like me and you don't have air conditioning. But I realize I'm probably the unicorn, which is why I'm wearing a shirt like this. And by the way, this shirt, I believe I ground scored it and I washed the hell out of it, and it's a medium child size, may even be for a big baby, I don't know, but it fits me. I don't think it should matter what gender clothing is made for, what age group clothing is made for. If it fits you and you like it, you should wear it. I really believe that. If men want to wear feminine things, they should. If women want to wear masculine things, they should. If people want to dress age inappropriately, why not? If you like something, life is too short to not love what you're wearing. And if you can find things at a reasonable price that you love, or if you can get things free because some idiot threw something out, hey, check your neighbor's trash. You may have a gold mine there. So, on to the cooking stuff. This was at Dollar Tree. Now I already have a really great recipe. Well, everybody that's ever bought Hershey's Kisses, they have that peanut butter blossom recipe on most packaging. Well, this is just a non-peanut butter version of it with enough Hershey's Kisses to at least make a batch of cookies. So I got that. Then, this is the stuff I actually put in the freezer because, when you store chocolate up in upper cabinets, hot air rises. And if you knew how hot our apartment is, it is just, and half the time I can't open my windows because you've got people that are blasting their rap crap, and it's so invasive. Well, this is Betty Crocker chocolate chip cookie mix. And, okay, 2 more of that. Now, they had bags of the semi-sweet chocolate baking chips, actually from Baker Select. And the thing is, this is one thing that's not going to tempt me if I should get the munchies and need my chocolate fix. I won't eat these out of hand like I would Hershey's Kisses because these are semi-sweet. And I don't love dark chocolate as much as I like milk chocolate. So these, I think I can actually be good and save these for when I actually do bake with them. You know what? I think I have something else in the kitchen to show you. Hold on. Now, I love blueberry muffins. And the great thing with this is we're running low on oil, and they only had small things of oil there. This blueberry muffin mix, you just need to add water or milk. And not only do we have water free from the tap, but we also have packages of dehydrated milk flakes that just need to be put in water. And we also have that packaged milk that's the boxes that is shelf stable and it's pasteurized or something. So we have milk. Nobody here drinks milk to drink milk. Occasionally, my mother will put a little bit of milk on cereal, but we're not milk people. So now this is peanut butter cookie mix, and I am going to put some chocolate chips in these, and I bet they should be wonderful. I mean, why can't you put mixed things in cookie mix? Oh, and I have something else to show you that I'm going to mix in with the cookies too. Check this out. Now, I don't know where exactly this came from. Last month, or was it a month before, one of my local friends here took me from where we'd met up to another place. It was not too far from Resorts Casino. And this guy gave me something from some food that he'd gotten. And this looks like I could crumble this up and I can put it in cookies. It's got granola, it's got coconut, and it's got cashews in it. And I believe it says made with organic hemp, chia, and coconut flakes. Delicious taste and nutrient-dense ingredients. You had me at hemp, you know. But let's see if there's any chocolate in this. It says organic sunflower seeds, cashews, organic pumpkin seeds, organic coconut sugar, organic raw virgin coconut oil, organic coconut flakes, almond flour, organic chia seeds, cashew butter, organic hemp seeds, vanilla extract, organic cinnamon, and sea salt. Boy, and this is a powerhouse in nutrition. Now, according to this, there's 8 servings in here, and a serving is 1/3 of a cup and 170 calories. This would be wonderful in baking. And I've been good. I have not touched it. And I definitely want to use it this summer because I'm sure the ingredients could go rancid, and I don't want that to happen. Okay, I want to show you a few other things. Look who's here, my Cassie girl. Thank you for not sticking up my room. This is my little Cassie girl. She's so pretty. You know, no video of mine is really complete unless it has appearances by both my dear pussycats. You're such a good girl. Yes, they should be happy considering they got to eat pork chop today. And now, I'm so glad that I've gotten to do this video because now I can eat. Yay. This is not exciting, but for some people this is very necessary. Since I was in beauty school, even before that, I've had sinus issues. So has my mother, my father did too. My brother, I don't know, but in his case. But one over-the-counter thing that has cleared my sinuses without fail is something that used to be called Sudafed. The ingredients are pseudoephedrine hydrochloride, and it is something that has changed different formulations, partly because people who manufacture amphetamines discovered a way to use those pills to make the stuff at home. So being that these companies don't want their stuff to be used to manufacture illicit drugs, they changed the formulation, and it got to the point where you had to show ID to get in. You can only get up to 3 at the store. A lot of times they would lock them behind the counter. Well, this is, I believe, a formulation that cannot be used like that. And the actual chemical is called phenylephrine, HCI 10 milligrams, and it's a nasal decongestant. And you could see there's 24 tablets, and dosage is just 1. And this keeps you clear for, is it 4 hours or 6? One tablet every 4 hours. The only thing is, now my mother was taking these also, but her doctor wants her to take something that won't up her blood pressure. So for my mother, I picked up this thing, I don't know what the brand name would have been, but it's the generic name is called cetirizine, HCI, and the actual original version of this would have run my mother $12 or $13. But as you can see, this comes with 12 soft gels for $1. So if you know the kind of things you're looking for, you'd be surprised what you'd find at Dollar Tree. Some other things that I was looking for my mother that I couldn't find, they have the women's multivitamin. They had vitamin D3. They didn't have that. And one thing that I'm not going to show you I probably shouldn't talk about. One of the things my mother wanted to get is some women's things. Anyway, I was able to get Dollar Tree is really good on their, shall we say, feminine hygiene supplies and stuff. So that they always seem to have a good uh, store of things like that. Now, in the makeup department, even though I didn't buy any makeup, they had plenty of the foundations put out by LA Girl and some of the other companies that I bought from. They have eyeshadow palettes. They have the cheap mascaras, which tend to be pretty crappy. Lots of nail polishes and things. They really had a good selection. But now I also, oh, you want to see the fish I got? This is what I really wanted to treat myself. So hold on, let me get some more stuff out of the kitchen. One of the things I wanted to show you, I can't show you because I actually had some over rice the other day and I just snuck the recycling out. I saw that the coast was clear and this special alternate place that I take my recycling to, nobody was around. So I took 4 big bags of cans and plastic and paper. I am very, very serious when it comes to recycling and all that stuff's out of there. So I wasn't able to show you this can of sardines in oil. Now this said brine actually, but it wasn't. It didn't taste flavorless like a lot of water packed fish are. I try to really go for the packing oil because it's so much more flavor. And I love to take fish and put it over white rice. I think it's just the most wonderful thing. And if it's tuna in oil and it's not flavored, I like to take some of that lemon pepper seasoning and shake. Don't need a lot. And it's just, I like to mix the flavor in with the rice and I'd like to put at least a teaspoon of that fish oil. And fish oil is so good for you, even if it's just soybean oil or whatever other kind of vegetable oil. And it gets the flavor of the fish, and it is so sublime. Now here's another fish thing. Now this is only a 4.4 ounce thing, and granted, I know that I could get sardines a little bit cheaper if I went to Save a Lot, even though their prices have been really creeping up lately. But take a look at the packaging now. I've never heard of this company before. Casablanca's Greatest Catch, traditional sardines in vegetable oil. It says sustainably sourced, wild-caught, hand-picked, non-GMO. And it says, tasty catch, our wild-caught sardines from the Atlantic Ocean are internationally recognized as the authentic, original sardines. Gee, tell God that. We fish them in the summer and fall when they are at their peak of health and taste to ensure a delicate flavor and a slightly firm texture. Sustainable catch. Sustainable fishing is the only way to ensure a future for the next generations to enjoy wild-caught fish. We live vigorously by this philosophy and hold ourselves to the highest standards. And it says scan and trace or visit thegreatestcatch.com and use the tracking code to learn about this product and its origin. And it says storage, room temperature, refrigerate after opening, and consume within 2 days. Well, when you live with pussycats, they will be vultures and they will be singing at your feet, so I don't think you would have any leftovers. But you know what? I'm not going to throw up this packaging, and I'm definitely going to learn about my fish. But this is sardines packed in sunflower oil and salt. And, oh, it says product of Morocco. And it says warning, reproductive harm. www.p65warnings.california.gov. Proposition 65 is in the state of California, which basically tells you that everything you touch could be potentially carcinogenic. And so this warning is on most things, and why it only applies to California and not other parts, I don't know. But this is going to be good fish, and if I play my cards right, I should get 2 days out of it, and then let the cats lick. Now, here's something else that I really splurged on. This is Starkiss Creations, and this can be put, again, over rice. And this Thai green curry tuna, it says, with a perfect pairing of green chili and coconut milk, our Thai green curry tuna hails from the halfway around the world to deliver a delicate, sweet, and spicy flavor. All you need to do is just tear, heat, and go. Now, I don't have use of a microwave oven. The microwave belongs to my brother, and that's for his use only. That means we don't get to eat too much popcorn in this house. But this can be put like I do any fish over white rice. And again, this flavor looks so delectable. They had another flavor that involved beans. It was like a Mexican flavor, but it had a lot of vegetables and things with it. And I'm thinking, for the 4.5 ounces, considering that I normally get a can of tuna that's between 5 ounces and 7 ounces, so you're getting a little less meat, and that's what's expensive in this. But this is a treat. I want to get 2 meals out of this. I like to look at the things I buy as how to make a meal out of it. Now, granted, I don't crave the same things that my mother craves. Usually she and I eat together. My brother, he eats his own things because he craves different kinds of food. And I believe that people should eat what they want. Life's too short to eat food that just does not rock your socks. Am I right? Ah, want to see some more things I got that were not at Dollar Tree? I'm sure you do. Let me get them. Hold on. Okay, this is a portion where if you've got kids, you want to take them out of the room, because I want to tell you what I got at the cannabis convention. I went. I didn't have money the first day I went there, so after I went to Dollar Tree, I ran, not walked. Well, that's an exaggeration. I walked very fast because I wanted to get there before all the people started packing up their things. There were some certain things that caught my eye, and certain people that I knew that I wanted to do business with for interesting reasons, some of which it might have just been maybe I like the name of a person's company or I like their logo or something. So now I obviously wanted to get something with THC in it, but I didn't want to necessarily get something that I would smoke up in 2 days, and nothing was cheap there. I mean, they were selling joints for either $12 or $15 for joints. And that probably wasn't the kind of stuff that would totally kick your ass and everything, and things were just so expensive. And one of the big takeaways I had from that convention is, oh my goodness, how upscale cannabis culture has gotten. They have so many preparations using all the different cannabinoids, and we're still learning more about them, and everything is so expensive. And yet, who wants to subsidize a dealer on the corner that's probably working for a gang? All the people that I know that are standing on corners in this town, it's all gang stuff, and I don't want to subsidize that. When you buy from sources like that, you could be funding terrorism, you could be funding people who can buy guns to hurt people, and of course, none of these people have permits. So it's really better to just know where you're getting your things from. And I think that's so important. Even if you're thinking I'm only one person and I only have $40 or $50 or even less, still that money goes to somebody. And really you should try to know where your money's going. But I'm feeling pretty confident that I like the people that I did business with. Well, the first thing that caught my eye has nothing to do with weed at all. There was a company that, well, first of all, if you know me, you know that I love colors, I love beautiful things, and I love rainbows. I sometimes I get nervous and I take too many of them down because rainbow is such a complicated thing, and people ask a whole lot of questions and things, and I would just rather not alienate a whole lot of people before I'm ready to. So, but I love rainbows, and something that caught my eye was a soap, and this, yeah, is a rainbow, and isn't it beautiful? And this caught my eye, and I made a mental note of it. This is something that I wanted to buy. I wasn't sure if it was soap or a candle or what, but if it wasn't too expensive, I wanted to get this. Even though at a cannabis convention, obviously the focus is on weed and things that you might not be able to get too many other places. Well, there's a company called Simon Baby Cat. Simon Baby Cat Soap Company. That name alone is just such a delightful name. And the person whose company it is also an artist. And I want to show you, this is something that she did. And hey, they had me a cat. So I decided that I was going to look for them and I was going to get that rainbow thing that I saw, which is this. And when I got there, it had to be around 5 o'clock or so on Sunday, and they were already packed up. But fortunately, somebody was there, and I said that I had been there earlier, and they remembered me. I mean, all the people, thousands and thousands of people went to this event. It was packed when I was there, but they remembered me. And I said, "Do you have that rainbow soap?" And they said, "Yes." And I bought it, and I'm so glad I have it, and I'm never going to use it. I'm going to keep it in the plastic so it doesn't get damaged or something. And right now, it's in my colorful stockings box so that nothing happens to it. So, but I definitely want to get more things from this company. And again, that is who they are. They have what I only got a cursory look at their products, but beautiful, beautiful soaps and all different kind of colors and all kinds of designs, all different shapes and sizes. And they also have an Etsy shop. And I am very happy that I got to. I even went so far as to find them on Facebook and tell them that something caught my eye, but I didn't say what it was, of course. And I said that I would try to come back before they left, and I'm so glad I did. I'm not perfect with keeping promises, and it wasn't really a promise, but still, I really try to mean what I say and say what I mean, and I try to fulfill my commitments. And even when it comes to, and especially when it comes to things like my producing my content and having it on the right day, and I didn't think I would even get around to making today's post day. I am so grateful that I did. Well, another thing that I got, well, first of all, there's a story behind this. There was a product that caught my eye made by a company. Oh, I gotta find their sticker. A lot of companies have stickers. Well, there's a company called the CBD department, and they had something. They now have technology that even though THC resin can only dissolve in fats and in alcohols, and well, fats would be the way to go for me since I don't touch alcohol anymore. But they have these mixers that they were selling for $15. And okay, they were about this tall. And I forget whether it was 1,000 milligrams of THC or 2,000 milligrams, but there is like a good 15 doses, it seemed like. And they were supposed to, the sort of thing that you would drink like a shot in a beverage or something, and you mix it with the beverage of your choice. And I thought, what a wonderful thing. And I had noticed this when I was there Friday. And of course, I didn't make it there Saturday. And when I got there Sunday, they told me that some guy was curious about it, and he went and took the whole bottle and just drank it straight. And they said that he got so wasted, and people saw how high he was and how happy he loved the high, and they said that it was flying off the shelves, and needless to say, they were sold out. And I was thinking that was going to be my best bang for the buck when it comes to THC. I have a very high tolerance because I've been inhaling since I was very underage, like 14 was how old I was when I smoked my first joint, okay? And I'm not alone in having started my experimentation very young. And I smoke very, very regularly. And I am convinced that the fact that I smoke a lot of pot is why I hardly ever get bothered by things like arthritis pains. And I'm probably healthier than I would be if I was not a fan of the herb. And the more I learn about it, the more good things. It seems to really have a lot of benefits for people with health issues. It's helping people that I know personally. So, but were out of the one thing that I wanted, and I was really kind of bummed out about that. So as I'm walking around through there, I saw a lady that had a sign saying $1. I'm thinking, oh, dollar rack. But she didn't have anything with THC in it. But she was a very nice lady, and she asked me if I would mind splitting a gummy or something. I said, so how much? Because I would give her, a couple of dollars. She says nothing. And so she split her big gummy, whatever it was, with me. Now, I don't understand the fascination with this gummy formula. I find that the consistency rather unpleasant. It felt kind of like a harder version of Jello, kind of like somebody, I don't know, it just feels weird in the mouth and not particularly the most pleasant thing. I understand the whole point is so that you can suck on it and let it dissolve slowly, and then it goes in through your tongue and goes right into your bloodstream and stuff. So, but I would imagine that it kind of went on to helping me feel quite good later on, as we will learn later. So I couldn't get the concentrate that I wanted. I had that little bit of the gummy, which was actually quite a big piece, and it took probably a good 15 minutes to finally dissolve. So, and that lady, I got a sticker she'd given me, so somewhere when I dig through my things, I'll remember who she was, and I hope she comes back in town. We're going to be having another cannabis event that's going to be in August, on August 21st and 22nd, and it's also going to be at the same place, the Showboat Hotel. And if I'm still here, and I probably will be, I'm planning on going. And this time, I'm not going to be totally empty-handed. Even if all I have is $50 on me, I really want to avail myself of all the businesses that are going to be represented there. Why not? And why get things that are so easy to get other places, but people are there for the weed, right? Which brings me to my ongoing quest for some liquid concentrate. There's going to be times, and there are times, when I cannot find any weed at all. And as much as I prefer to smoke every day, as much as I do believe it helps me, there are times when I go a week, 2 weeks without it. Uh, believe it or not, it is not easy to find good sources of weed here unless you have connections. And since I refuse to go through gangs, and since I have burned some family bridges, apparently, well, gee, I guess that means that if I wanted to try to apply to join the World Wrestling Federation, or WWE, I guess I'm blacklisted from that. Well, guess what? I weigh 106 pounds. I don't know that they're going to be having me wrestling anybody except the people. You're not supposed to say midget, and little people seems kind of disingenuous. I've been referred to by many people as a munchkin, and of course I say it very affectionately, but still, who am I going to get in a wrestling ring, right? But anywho, this is the special thing, and what I actually made an investment on. Now this is, I want to also get the business card of the person got this. This is 2,000 milligrams THC and Delta 8 in, okay, hemp derived Delta 8 THC in, oh, this has so much that, I cannot read because it's really, really tiny. I'm going to show you the packaging. This company that I bought from, they are in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and the more I found out about them, I really like them. I like the energies of the couple that owns this business. They strike me as people that are very intelligent. They have integrity. There's so much trust involved when you're buying, especially the other cannabinoids besides THC. And the more educated you are as a consumer, the easier it is to navigate this very complex marketplace of all these cannabis and cannabis derived products. But this is has a eyedropper, and they told me that a half a dropper, I guess it could be under the tongue, but it also can be mixed with a beverage. And you start off with that and wait like an hour or so and see, and hopefully that would be enough. And this is for when there's absolutely no weed and I want to feel it. And the price on this was $50, but they let me have it for $45, which was so nice that they did that, especially considering it was late in the day on the last day of the expo, when I would imagine a lot of people don't want to carry heavy things back to wherever they're coming from. So this was quite an investment for me. And you see it's got the safety seal and all that. So and this is, I don't know if I should show you the business card because it doesn't have, I don't know that I should show the name of the person on it. But the company is called 42nd Latitude, and they are out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And the back of the business card is quite exquisite, as you can see. And I got such a good vibe off of the people that run it. They are very knowledgeable. They had such complex things. They had THC kind of things. They had CBD kind of things. They had all kinds of products. They had things that I would need to be educated to even learn what they're used for. And but I didn't want to take all their time to try to educate me when there are so many other people there, and I didn't want to waste their time, especially when there are all those people with all those money. And I really don't want to disrespect the people who are there to do business. So while I was also looking for THC products, I came across a man who unfortunately did not have a business card or anything. It was an Asian family, I'm guessing Chinese, whatever, it doesn't matter. They were beautiful people, and I mean inside and out, beautiful. Older guy. He sold these to me. Each one of these I bought for $5. And this is a dose, would be half of this bottle. This can be drunk as a straight shot and you're wet because they're in the refrigerator, or you can mix them in a beverage. And so this should be two dosage and this should be two dosages, and each one of these was $5. And at this point, I only had $2.75 left, and I still was thinking, what can you possibly get that's any good for $1? Because this is when I started seeing these guys. So many people had these big jars full of the most amazing buds around, stuff that, and they were letting everybody smell it, stuff that one or two hits will knock you on your ASS. Okay, and the most exquisite, strong, skunky, heavenly stuff that you're sure not going to buy from Joe Gangsta on the corner, all right? But by this time, I only had the $2.80 or whatever left. So, what do I come by but some people with records and tapes and 8 tracks and CDs, used records? And it was interesting because they were selling used records and music stuff, and you're also selling all kinds of weed products. And a lot of times people, because every state has different laws, they will say that you're buying, say, a $70 t-shirt, and you might think it's $70 for a t-shirt, but what they do is you pay for the t-shirt, but then you're given some weed. I was noticing them doing that in Washington, D.C. when it was still a medical only area, and now, every law that goes for legalization has different intricacies, and you really need to know the law, because even though it's becoming more and more legal, there are powers that be that resent this legalization movement, and they're looking for any excuse to mess with you. So please do be aware of the law. So I love LP records. No secret about that. And even though I haven't had a record player since before I moved to California, I still want to get one. Maybe before Christmas I'll get a cheap $99 turntable. So they had the dollar rack, and the first thing that caught my eye was, don't laugh, Lawrence Welk. Who doesn't like polka? I mean, to me, that's happy music. That reminds me of music of my grandparents, great grandparents' generation. My family is from Western Pennsylvania, and their culture was dancing to polkas and Eastern European music and things. And I remember years of watching Lawrence Welk with different older family members and things. And my mother was watching reruns on PBS. They have specials, Lawrence Welk, that they have some people that work for PBS who are too young to even be interested in this music, and yet they're helping to keep this music alive for future generations and for the old people who are still with us who love that music. And so I got this, and it's hardly ever been played. Well, I don't know that, but it doesn't look really scratched up. But this is real LP record. This was $1, okay? And then, please don't laugh. Is anybody old enough to remember when they would have LP records? Well, they were 45s, and they were on cereal boxes. Well, this guy, Bobby Sherman, he did have a record on a cereal box, and he had posters. I don't want to admit anything. When I was a little girl, I had a poster of Bobby Sherman, and I had one of, oh, this is where my mind is slipping on me. But anyway, I had some posters of people, and I don't know if this guy's still alive anymore. I heard that he went on to become a police officer in San Bernardino, and I many years joked that I would like to get arrested there by him. But anyway, I hope he's still alive. Do any of you guys know? But now, this is not what I thought it was. It says it's his Christmas album. And another family tradition my family has is every year they get a different Christmas album. And most of them are Christmas mixtapes that some extended family make. And it's not always my cup of tea music, but because it's not always traditional stuff. Sometimes it's newer artists doing really annoying new original music. And since I'm trying to avoid new music, because it's distracting, and I have an earlier video, like about 3 or 4 years old, that explains why. Well, this is actually not Christmas album. This is actually maybe his first record, Here Comes Bobby. And this has one of his hits, Easy Come, Easy Go, which for all I know may have been what was on that cereal box. I don't know. I mean, how many years ago and how many brain cells ago was that? Anyway, make your own kind of music. That name sounds roughly familiar. Now, one interesting thing noting here is that there is no year anywhere. They didn't even do the Roman numerals route, which I'm not up on my Roman numerals. I'm afraid that I can't read something with the M's and C's and X's and all that stuff and know what it is. But this is Bobby Sherman, and I've got the record. And but what does this have to do with a cannabis convention, you will ask? Well, here's what it has to do with. When you made a purchase from this store, you had your choice of different kinds of bong hits, and one of the things that you can get was a hit of something called, what was it, shatter? It was dabs. And if you didn't know what dabs are kind of like almost like a jelly and peanut butter kind of thing. It's tiny little amount, and you have to use a special smoking device. It's kind of like a vape thing. You can't just put it in a bong or a bowl. It's really tricky. And anyway, I heard that even the manufacturing process can be really tricky to do because people have caused fires and stuff. You got to be real careful, know what you're doing to make this stuff. I couldn't tell you how to make it. I wouldn't be taking any kind of chances with anything involving fire or any of that stuff anyway. You know, to me, I'm taking a chance if I'm lighting a match for a candle. All right. But I got 2 hits off dabs, and people were impressed with I have some lung power. And I'm not saying this to brag, but I can hold my breath for over 3 minutes easily. All right. Now, that's a common thing, going underwater and holding your breath long. And supposedly, if you could do 3 minutes or better, you have a really good set of lungs. That is what many, many, many years of cannabis inhalation has done. Even with my family history of sinus problems, I can take some serious drags off of smoking devices. That said, when I was doing other things, I was really good with my nose too. And I think you guys are all grown ups, right? I told you not to have kids in the room right now. So I, my body is pretty good with using what it does naturally to enjoy certain substances. Even though those other things I don't do anymore, I am just a cannabis kind of person now. But weren't there some really neat scores I got? So, okay, I got the 2 hits of the dabs, and I walk around some more, hoping that I would maybe run into some people that I knew. I really didn't, so I figured let me go home. And my intention was to drop everything off and then come back one more time because they had some really good original uh, rock music. I don't know any of the bands that were playing. Turned out the Grateful Dead band that I wanted to see was not even in that part of the hotel. They were someplace else, and I never did find out where the seminars were. Like they had seminars on rolling and different other things that potheads would be interested in, and I never found out where those things were. But apparently there was a food truck area. Of course, if you're going to have weed, you're going to have people getting the munchies and wanting good food. But I never found out where the food trucks were. But my plan was to drop everything off and come back. Well, the stuff finally kicked in. All right. And I decided to lay down. Oh, I got a little bit to eat, and I decided to lay down. And when you get horizontal, you tend to fall asleep. I fell asleep twice before 11 o'clock. Needless to say, I never made it back to the cannabis thing. But I feel good about the purchases I made. I mean, it was all around a really great day. I feel good that I was able to connect with the people that I met there that I wanted to connect with and do business with. I felt that the energies of the people that I did commerce with, they were good people that were deserving. And I really do care where my money goes. And I care about the quality of my life. And you don't have to have a big budget to have good things if you're smart about your purchases. And if it wasn't for the fact that I had that chance to go to Dollar Tree and get the very needed things for myself and my family, I wouldn't have been able to make my final buy at this thing. So if there's anything to be gleaned from this, please make sure you have money when you go to something like that cannabis thing so that you are able to buy things. And if you're safe and careful with how you spend your money, and you very, very carefully make purchases at places like Dollar Tree, and if you are a bargain hunter, then you will maybe have a few extra dollars for when you have a special occasion to spend money. Because, I am all about being as economical as possible, especially I am still technically unemployed. And even days when I miss out on being able to film, and another thing, I know I'm talking ahead of myself. I am so glad that I was able to make my Saturday post. I didn't know that the computer would go wonky on me shortly after. And at least by making that post, and I consider the fact that I'm making this video and posting it today and keeping on my schedule, I am so stoked about that. I shouldn't have to tell the world that I take my YouTube channel very seriously. This is, as far as I'm concerned, my career. This is my job. This is my Hollywood substitute. Damn right, I take it seriously. And if something happens that I can't make my scheduled posting day, I feel like I've really screwed up. I don't think that the people watching me or anybody else cares about our excuses why we can't make our content on schedule. You guys, your time is valuable too. You can spend it anywhere you want. So, all of us, I'm not speaking just for myself here, all of us creators realize that you have choices of where to spend your time. And all of us, if we're smart, we're appreciative of the fact that you are spending time with us instead of somebody else. So, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope that this video has given you some kind of value. If you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you like me and my content and you haven't already, please do subscribe and make sure to hit that bell so that it looks like it's ringing. That way you won't miss anything. I love to take you along with me on my adventure. You might not be sure what you're getting, but hopefully it won't be boring. And it comes from the heart. And my kitties say thank you. And thank you for watching. I will talk to you Tuesday. Bye. Did I say Tuesday? I meant I will talk to you Thursday, since today's Tuesday. See, us YouTubers, we don't always know what day it is, but thank you for watching.